Alright, so because YouTube doesn't want me swearing for the first 30 seconds of my video, here's 30 seconds of a washing machine killing itself, because it represents my pain of not being able to swear for 30 seconds. Who is this little cum stain, and how sticky is he? How do you do, my N-words? Today, I can hardly contain myself, cause today is the day we get to Oh wait, I can't say that even if I'm joking, cause YouTube rides the short bus when it comes to understanding jokes. So I might as well say this in a more YouTube appropriate way. Today is the day we get to provide some criticism on Dram, while throwing in a few jokes. Fucking kill me. You get what I'm doing. Today's the day I get to tell you why I don't like Dram. Now, before I go any further into this video, I just want to say that I'm not trying to cancel Dram or anything. Not going to do that at all. This is more of a reality check for him, because lately, he has done so much to make me not like him. But he shouldn't be canceled. In my opinion, the only type of creators that should be canceled are the ones that pull a mini lad or a red kiwi. Now, before I talk about why I don't like Dram, I think it's necessary to talk about something that I believe heavily influenced his really shitty behavior, that being
survival or creative mode. Which one do you choose? Dram just posted a new vid, I better get my lube.
Alright, let me make something clear here. When it comes to the people I am gonna talk about, they are not Dram's fans. Rather, they are a separate group of people who are trying to redefine a word to normalize deviant behavior. Others are just kids and don't know what the fuck the word even means and only know the redefinition of it. And then there are the others who are, not gonna lie, pretty cringe. Like, if you enjoy his content, certainly better than the Minecraft content that was around when I was a kid, buy his merch, or even draw normal fan arts because you like Dram, then that's completely fine, and I'm glad you found something you like. Personally, his content's not for me, but if you like it, then that's fine. I can see the appeal to it. Some of Dram's fans are completely normal people. Hell, even some of them, and I would even say the vast majority of them, condemn the behavior of the people that I'm about to talk about. And I am, of course, talking about his fucking stans. If you are somehow unfamiliar with what the word stan means, here is the correct definition of it. It's an overzealous or obsessive fan of a particular celebrity. If you've been on the internet for as long as I have, then you would know that these type of people have always existed in a fan base, and that we used to just call them retards instead of stans. But that word is racist now, so we can't. However, what makes Dram stans different from other stans that manage to crawl their way into fan bases is that there are a lot of them, and I mean a lot. There are so many of them to the point where they are able to put him on the number 4th spot of the trending tab on Twitter. Now, guess what this was beating on Twitter? I want you to take a guess. I'm not joking. Pause the video and go to the straw poll that I have linked in the description. I want to see what you guys guessed on this. Alright, you done? This random gargle of text was beating the earthquake that happened in Croatia on the Twitter trending page. Then again, this is the same website that made consensual cannibalism trending, so I'm not surprised that this was beating the earthquake. Along with that, they are able to put him on trending when he basically does, well, anything, like moving. And I'm not talking about the type of moving where you switch houses. I'm talking about the type of moving where you move your arm, or breathing. Yeah, that's how obsessed they are with Dram. They freak out when he fucking breathes. What's next? Is he gonna trend for sharding?
What is wrong with you? You're fucking sick!
What's even worse is that the person who made this said it was a joke. But apparently, a majority of the people who like this actually thought it was serious. Anyways, along with that, they are obsessed with this idea that Dram is the god of Minecraft. And if you disagree with these people on that, or if you present them with any evidence that defies their views, then they will go hog wild on your ass and harass the fuck out of you. Take Technoblade for example. When he beat Dream in this Minecraft competition, the Dream stands went hog wild on Technoblade. I swear, some of these comments make it seem like Technoblade killed their cat, when in reality, he just beat Dream in a fucking competition for a block game. Like, if you want to see an example of a toxic stan base, just look at the comments for this competition. It was ridiculous. In addition to being toxic, they make some very cringy fan art, and I get that people do this in other stan bases or fan bases, but here's the difference when it comes to the stan base Dream has. There are a lot of them, and there is a lot of this fan art. Along with that, some of the fan art that the stans draw involves Dream and his friends, some of them minors I might add, doing sexual stuff to say the least. And I get that sexual fan art in fan bases made by stans isn't anything new. However, what makes this sexual fan art just weird and uncomfortable is that it involves real people. Like, if it's a fictional character that isn't a minor, fine, but if it's a real person, it's just weird and disgusting if it involves minors. And unfortunately, this sexual fan art was way too easy to find. Like, that's how much of it there is. Hell, there was even one piece of fan art that I found that involved harming Dream and then violating him that has 200 likes. Now, if you aren't convinced that his stans are god-awful, then again, any stan is awful, well, here's just some of the stuff they do. And unfortunately, this stuff was very easy to find, meaning that there are a lot of Dream stans that like this stuff or do this stuff. And I might as well warn you guys that you might commit scooter ankle after watching this.
Okay, no!
Look, I'm just your average Joe trying to play some Minecraft. And all these Dream stands, man, they just won't leave me alone.
Hey, yeah, hey, Dream stands, yeah, no one likes you. Dream shakes his, yo, that excites you. In the chum bucket, yeah, you're my baptized you. Dream D and my girlfriend got a shock like a ride. Yeah, Dream makes one move, all the stands get fly. Dream stands got the IQ of a dirt block. I don't give a you can suck my stick my Tommy in your mouth, call me Tommy. Yeah, Dream's mom squirting like a squirt off. We're in the nether portal on the beat, I'm fucking on it, jerking off with Thanos, Scotland stands crying snowflakes. You a butt flick, I fuck up, baked and bake a cake, I kill a cow to make a break. Playing Minecraft since I made mini laddie tried to your Dream stands gonna hate, they gon' take the bait. Ender pros, they sagging, spitting fire, ender dragon in my server, always lagging. I kill Dream and then he backed it. Techno blade, gave me AIDS, I'm a Minecraft virgin, I ain't never getting laid. I'm an irrelevant YouTuber, I ain't never getting paid. Did it TikTok with my grandma, we just sit there ready made. Okay, survival or creative mode, which one do you choose? Dream just posted a new vid, I better get my lube. I just got them monetized, what the YouTube? Dream just left me on red, I better get my news. Yeah, speed, run right to your mama's house. I pulling out my iron sword, she took right off her glass. Slow stone on my neck, I'm looking like a lighthouse. Minecraft girls in my server looking like a house. Yeah, looks like I'm in trouble. Dream just put me with the shovel, caught me back just like a muzzle, told me not to struggle. Yeah, I just got but it's Dream, so it's okay. I'm a Dream stand, the furry discords where I stay.
Dream stand, say they take it up. Say I got a Dream stand, like the trash. I don't give a Dream stand, you a I just put the Minecraft chicken in it, cluck. Dream stand, say they take it up. Think a Dream stand, like the trash. I don't really give a Dream.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now. This is cancer. This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back. And it's weighing down heavy on me, and it's not okay. Can you help it and just stop this?
Now you're probably thinking, wow, this is some very unhealthy behavior, and some of it is even very concerning coming from his stans, considering we got some stans stalking him to the point where they will follow a fake account to try and find Dream's location. And yes, I know this is a fake account, but it's concerning that some of the comments I saw didn't see this account as a joke and actually want to find Dream. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to recover the comments I saw that wanted to find Dream because the account got deleted, so you're just gonna have to take my word on this. Then we have people that are obsessed with him to the point where they make their gender identity Dream, which can't be considered identity theft.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Because you can't identify as another human. Now I know some of you are probably gonna think that this Twitter post was a joke, and no, it's unfortunately not a joke. Some of his stans are doing this. Hell, I shouldn't be surprised considering some of them want to eat his own shit. In addition, we have people drawing pornographic fan art that involves him, his friends, some of his friends are minors by the way, doing sexual stuff, and there's even fan art of Dream being harmed and then sexually violated that has 249 likes the last time I checked. And I get that can be considered a small amount of people when it comes to stand base like Dreams, but it's above the number 0 when it comes to this type of stuff, because no one should want to do this to anyone, and people that do want to do this to someone should be locked up in an asylum. Finally, people just being toxic towards others who don't really care for Dream. I mean, for fuck's sakes, they will spam dislikes on a video that have a different opinion than they do, or that don't vote for the mob Dream wanted. Hell, they're so toxic that some of his stans tried to cancel Dream because he cucked them from seeing his face. Now, obviously a lot of people noticed all this shit Dream stans were doing, and how do you think Dream chose to respond to all this? Other than cucking his stans from a face reveal, which I will admit was hilarious because it was the best thing in 2021 so far. To watch these pathetic shit stains cry their eyes out made my year so far.
Size, what the f*** YouTube? Dream just left me on red, I better get my news. Yeah, speed.
No surprise, it was shit. All 3 of them. Yes, he's responded to the criticism towards his stans' actions 3 times because he is very sensitive towards criticism, even when it's not towards him. Let's start off with the first one, but before I do, here's some context as to why he made his first response. You see, people began to notice the way Dream stans acted, and some of those people were commentary YouTube channels that had sub counts between 10k to 30k, and they made videos on his stans because it gave them something to talk about. Obviously, Dream began to notice the videos made towards his stans, and I want you to guess what he did. Did he A, make a video responding to the criticism made by these channels after watching these videos? B, not respond to them because he's a 21-year-old man with 15 million subs and should be working on new videos for his fans. Or C, comment on every video talking about his stans. If you want, you can pause the video and go to the straw poll I have linked in the description. I heavily encourage you to do it because I want to see what you guessed. I'll even wait for 5 seconds for you to guess. The answer is C. Yes, Dream is so sensitive that he commented on pretty much every video that criticized his stans' behaviors. Videos such as ones that criticized them for the GPS, their toxic behavior, and for drawing NSFW Tommy, who is a minor. Oh, but he's just stating his opinion. What's the problem with that? I don't have a problem with him stating his opinion publicly. However, he should have done that in the form of a video first, rather than commenting. The reason why is because when you do this, it basically marks the small channel that he's responding to, and once his stans see that fucking comment, they aren't even gonna watch the video, and then they're gonna harass the shit out of the creator. In fact, in some cases, they'll harass them so bad to the point where they have to delete the video. And also, in the response video, you can keep the person you're responding to anonymous. And yeah, I know he did that in his response video, but he commented on it first and basically marked them. Kinda defeats the purpose of keeping someone anonymous if you're just gonna mark them. And yes, this is the real Dream commenting on videos. I mean, he has the check mark right next to his name, and plus if I click on his name, it goes right to his channel. Now, the commenting wasn't the only thing that bothered me. What really bothered me was what he said, especially the one for the video talking about Tommy NSFW. That was a really fucking stupid. It was honestly one of the most stupid things I've ever heard out of a YouTuber's mouth. One of the most.
Be very sad to find out that JonTron is at the very least a Nazi.
Definitely one of the most.
And that these are kids, and the other, that they're hot.
Let's start off with the video about the Dream GPS Twitter account first, because it was the one he put in his response video to stans. And it was made by a YouTuber with 20,000 subs. Ooh, you're giving up his anonymity that Dream gave him for his response video. Well, okay, here's the thing. Keekers, alright, I hope to God I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I am incredibly sorry. Keekers already confirmed himself that he was in the response video.
He also talked about my video, which I found pretty cool, but...
Oh. The GPS account was a joke. It wasn't my location and had 70 followers. Had nothing to do with, quote, Dream stands, and if anything, the stands reported the account and commented saying to not even joke about it, which ended up getting the account taken down. I really don't like the generalization of dream stands on YouTube that's been going on. I've experienced way more stalker and hate behavior from dream haters than I have dream stands. Okay, I gotta respond to this. First of all, I like how you clarified that it was a fake GPS account. It's good that you did do that because it prevents false information from spreading. But did you even watch his video? Because he literally put text above it saying, not all of your stans are like this. By that, he meant the passionate fans that call themselves stans because they don't know what the word stan even means. Also, yeah, it did have something to do with your stans. It was an account made by someone to troll your stans into thinking they had your actual location. When your stans saw this account, they followed it because they thought they were gonna get your location and play real-life manhunt. Like, did you look at the comments in the accounts that were following that account and retweeting the tweets made by that account? All I literally saw was dream stands and a good chunk of your fans condemning those people and condemning the account, which I will admit that is a really good thing that they did. Also, gotta love how ironic it is him saying that he's experienced more stalker behavior from dream haters rather than dream stands, considering the fact that his stands were the ones that were spreading his docs and he was also doxed by one of his stands. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna show the stands spreading the docs because, well, if I did, I'd be contributing to it. So you're just gonna have to take my word on it. And yeah, I get the account was fake, but that still doesn't change the fact that some of his stands want to actually find his location and already have found his location. And it was more than 70 people that shared that docs. But seriously, Dream is just in such denial about his stands and the way they act. Kikras ended up responding to this comment by saying, "Fair, I have been trying my best to state that I'm not targeting all of your stands, lol. The majority of them are fine and chill. Just in these videos I'm making, I talk about the toxic part of your community and my opinions on them is all. Stan culture is confusing because everyone's definition of it is completely different, and my definition of them is it's not a good thing to be a stan. But it is what it is. Thanks for clarifying. Have a good one." Now I gotta say, that was a pretty good response. Then Dream responded by saying, "I understand where you come from, but I believe it does harm to the community." Yeah guys, apparently calling out toxic parts of a community is harming a community. Like, there are many reasons why saying this is stupid, because one, if people don't call out the toxic people in your community, then your fans will not know who to stay away from in your community. And two, they should be called out for their shit behavior so they can know that they shouldn't be doing what they were doing that was toxic. I could go on and on why this is dumb, but we need to get through the rest of this response. "There's a lot of people always hating on stans in every comment section." Okay, yeah, so? There are a lot of your stans hating on other people in people's comment sections and being toxic in comment sections. I mean, have you seen Addison Rae's comments on TikTok after your stans noticed that there was a Dream water bottle behind her? Or what about Pegasus's comment section after he talked about stans?
And I guess he searched in the search bar Dream stands, and then he just scrolled down and showed like a picture of that. So pretty much he barely showed like 2 seconds of a thumbnail of my video along with a bunch of other people, but still somehow some of these people sought me out and just to tell me how wrong I am about this stuff.
Like, he's just acting like the toxic behavior in his stan base doesn't even fucking exist at all. And yeah, I get it. There are some fans who get lumped in with the stans and end up getting a lot of shit for liking Dream, which that's uncool. If you're a fan of Dream, then that's completely fine. In fact, I feel bad for the fans because they have to get lumped in with people that do this shit. When 99.999% of stans are absolutely amazing, supportive people. No, dude, your fans are supportive, not your stans. The only way the stans support you is by loading your pockets with money, by buying a ton of your expensive ass merch, because let's face it, they're the only ones who are dumb enough to buy that shit at the prices they were at during a fucking pandemic to only do God knows what, but it's most likely they do this when they get a Dream hoodie.
I'm perfect! I'm too perfect! This is what happens when you try to play God! Ah!
Now, Keekers responded to Dream by saying, understandable, the toxic ones are the ones making everybody look bad, and these types of videos definitely don't help, so I understand your frustration with them all. I will agree with you that they make his fans look bad. As for his stans, I think these videos are doing a proper representation of them. Just seems like the only way to grow a channel from scratch is by talking about popular/controversial topics like this, which was a prime reason I continued to make these videos on top of my interest in the community. I'll be making one more video just to clarify this being false, and after that I'm done with these types of videos, lol. Respect for not sending hate or toxic comments our ways for these types of videos. Hopefully we chill. Maybe not hate for yours, but definitely for others they got some hate. Now, Dream didn't respond to Keckers after that because he had to go comment on other videos criticizing his stans. You haven't uploaded in 2 months. Alright, so the next comment we got from Dream was from a video SL4W made about Dream stans in general. I have been caused way more problems from Dream haters than Dream stans. I'm not very happy with the way Dream stans get portrayed on YouTube, honestly. A lot of things that get attributed to Dream stans are actually stans of other creators that hate me, or just Dream haters in general. Trust me, I would know. Okay, Dream, you and I both know that's total BS. You have 15 million subs. You can't really say that. If you were a smaller channel, then that would be a good point, but considering your following is bigger, that means you have way more stans than someone like Technoblade, who has less subs than you, and also has less stans than you. Now, I'm not saying just because Dream has more subs, that means he doesn't get a lot of hate, but what I am saying is him acting like stans of other creators are larger in number than all the stans he has is completely stupid, and he knows that's BS. Because for God's sakes, the dude has 15 million subs, and also his stans put him on trending a ton of times, so that should show that there are a lot of Dream stans. Also, gotta wonder whose stans he's talking about when he refers to other stans. Is someone a little salty they lost the competition? Now, SL4W responded by saying, despite the clickbait title, which I imagine is quite annoying, so sorry about that. I hope I explained well enough that the vast majority of your fan base isn't the issue. I hate how you and your fan base have been getting betrayed by people, especially on Twitter, and I've stuck up for you where I can in almost all of the drama, etc. you've been involved in. Now you're actually here. I do feel awful for the clickbait title, but hopefully the video itself wasn't too far off from hitting the mark. Your hustle is an inspiration, and hopefully the hate doesn't bring you down too much. Alright, that was a pretty good response. A very nice one, as a matter of fact. But Dream didn't respond after that, because he had more videos to comment on. He commented on so many videos, and I honestly don't have time to respond to all of them, or go over all the comments he made, because he commented on so many videos that I honestly just don't have the time to go over all of them. However, I will talk about one more, because this comment he made on a video made by the Stellar J that was about Dream stans drawing NSFW of Tommy in it, because it is so mentally dragging, and again, just one of the dumbest things I have seen a YouTuber say. Now, I know Dream has responded to the Tommy in it NSFW, or how he just feels about people sexualizing creators that are minors in general.
Or about George or Sapnap that I have cared about and gone, oh, that person shouldn't be saying that. So that's something we wanted to talk about as well, because people seem to get upset about that on our behalf. Now, I do think that sexualizing creators overall, if they're not okay with it, is wrong, or sexualizing a minor, but otherwise, we don't care, honestly.
And I agree. But if you accuse his stans of sexualizing minors, oh, then he has something to say about that. I have been caused way
Alright, I get it!
Jesus, dude, we get it, alright? You don't need to keep putting so many fucking ways, Jesus Christ. More problems from Dream haters than Dream stan. I'm not very happy with the way Dream stans get portrayed on YouTube, honestly. Before I continue, I gotta say, for a guy who's mastered the YouTube algorithm, you think he would think of new ways to start off his comments on these types of videos. As for people portraying Tommy or someone else in a sexual way, that just pretty much never happens. Okay, Dream, if it never happens, then why did Tommy have to tell people to stop sexualizing him and drawing NSFW of him, a majority of which were your stans doing it and are still doing it?
But boys, any of this not safe for work, like related fanfic, whatever that is on the Wattpad or on Twitter, I am not comfortable with that, and I do not endorse it. I just thought I'd have to say. I thought it would have been obvious because I'm a child, but I thought I'd just let you all know. Because I haven't ever formally...
You're talking about maybe like 100 people, which is not even 0.0001% of the fan base. I thought you just said it never happens. How can there be 100 people if it never happens? Oh wait, I forget. It does happen, because Tommy had to tell people to stop doing it. Plus, these very few toxic people are in every community. No reason to even talk about them. Ignoring them and appreciating the good parts of the community is the best thing to do. Okay, wow. Yeah, cause it's the best thing to do. No, motherfucker, the best thing to do is to call these people out, because if you don't, the problem is just gonna keep getting worse and worse. And again, it lets people know who to stay away from in a community. After seeing this, Stellar J responded to this by honestly saying one of the best things possible that I wish I could have said directly to Dream's face myself after reading this. Like, it's just a great response. I think ignoring it does nothing. Yes, these people exist in every fan base. Yes, they are a minority. However, if you pretend they don't exist, they only continue to grow. Your community is without a doubt the most prevalent with sexualization. That's why I made the video on Dream Stan specifically. I love your work, man, and it baffles me you even saw this. I hope you at least got a laugh out of some of my edits or something. Night. Also, if you want to continue this discussion, I am in council of YouTube with you. My tag is the Stellar J, hashtag 4062. Most prevalent with sexualization. I think everyone can agree. Someone has needed to say this to Dream for the longest time. God, that's a great ass response. My only problem with it is that I don't think his community is the most. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot, and I mean a lot of it. But I don't think it's the most. But of course, Dream just continues to believe there's none of it, because he responds by saying, quote, your community is without a doubt the most prevalent with sexualization. That's just inherently false. It may be your thoughts because you don't know much about these communities, but they are huge. These are huge communities revolving around basically every celebrity or YouTuber, and my community is no exception. Okay, yeah, they're huge, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't address the problems people bring up. Like, take Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, for example. When the whole Septiplier shit was going on, they addressed it when they saw it, despite them having huge communities of fans.
Side of Septiplier that kind of got a bit out of control. And then even when me and Mark had said, like, please don't do that. We're, like, we don't mind Septiplier, but please don't draw us, like, fucking each other. Then people went ahead anyway and they're like, oh, but it's so cute, look! Like, that was directly going against what we had said. Like, even from the start, we had made it perfectly clear that that was not a case. In regards to shipping anything, when it became, like, super vulgar and super gratuitous, that it was kind of like, okay, now you're kind of crossing the line. And then people started role-playing and writing all these fan fictions about it that kind of seemed to go against anything that we had thought about or had said. At this rate, as far as I'm concerned, Septiplier is pretty much dead. Which a lot of people are going to be like, oh no, all the fans are crying out. But I mean, come on. At some point we have to grow up and be like, yeah, this kind of went a bit too far. I think everyone involved in that kind of knows that at this point. Otherwise, you wouldn't be...
Like, you're just making excuses at this point not to address the sexualization. Plus, why do you care? I think the reason we care is because your stans are literally sexualizing a minor. I think anyone would care about that because no one should be doing that. But I guess Dream doesn't really care about that. If you find it weird... No, it's not weird. That's an understatement. It's fucking downright illegal. Just don't look for it. People do weird things all the time. That's really it. I did find some edits funny, but just think the generalization is bad. It wouldn't be so bad if you addressed all the problems with your stans instead of ignoring a lot of it. The real Stellar J then responded by saying, it's quite difficult to be an active member of your fan base without encountering this stuff. Hell, the first image under the Instagram tag, quote, Dream Team, is of you and George kissing. It was not my intention to generalize your entire fan base. I realize now that I, without a doubt, came off that way, and that's my fault. I meant to call out the select few that actually do it. Sorry. I'm glad you found some things funny. I hope to be friends someday when I get bigger on YouTube. Take it easy, Ignite. You know what, dude? I thought your video was pretty good. I think I'll go link it in my description right now just to show people how good it is. Oh, wait a minute. You fucking deleted it. Do you want to know why he deleted it too? Well, the reason why, and this is coming directly from him, is because he got a shitload of hate from Dream stands to the point where he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So he took down his video, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually really liked that video. So it's kind of disappointing that he did. And it's all because Dream stands didn't like his fucking opinion. So they decided to do what they normally do. Be toxic little whiny bitches. After that, Dream didn't respond because I think he realized that he couldn't comment on every video criticizing his stands. So he decided to go make a response video to all the criticism. And no surprise, that response video was absolute hot garbage. Because he only brushed on the criticism and the problems with his fucking stands. Like harassing people or the Tommy NSFW. He didn't talk about any of that. Like, he just downplayed the shit out of it. Also, you gotta love how in one part of the video he used fake accounts when he was trying to say that Dream haters are worse. Like, he couldn't have shown us any, like, real accounts. No. Like, he could have blurred the accounts out if he wanted to keep those people anonymous so his stans wouldn't go after them. Also, God, I love how he keeps trying to change the definition of stan.
Now, the word stan was originally meant as stalker fan, but it slowly shifted to more meaning super fan.
You can't just change the definition of a word just because you think it makes your stan sound bad. My problem is that Dream is choosing to redefine the word so that way his stans don't sound as psychotic. He also says he would tell us if they overstepped a boundary and that he would tell them to stop if they did, but he then includes an example that doesn't relate to the problems people have. He just tries to downplay the situation and compare his stans to super fans who just support, when in reality they're doing things that are harmful, such as the harassing and the NSFW of Tommy.
And they were pressuring me into doing a face reveal. But again, this just isn't true. I've definitely been stalked before, but not by Stan.
That one didn't age quite so well.
Actually, we can add doxing to that now because he literally just got doxed by his stans and they spread his dox around. Also, gotta love how he makes this video on his second channel and not his actual channel. But you don't want all your fans to see this and do their own research into it and realize how bullshit this response video was. I think this comment made by the Oblivious Bait summarizes this video best. You just watched an 8-minute video of Dream defending his source of income. Now, I was gonna react to the entire video just to show people that I watched it, because I know people are gonna comment saying, oh, did you even watch the entire video? Well, yeah, I fucking did. But this video is already long enough, so I think we're just gonna move on to the third response to shit about his stans. And also a response to Jay Schlatt. Love has many different meanings. Obviously, no creator can love their fans in the same way that they love their family or their best friends, but that doesn't mean they can't express love and care for them at all. I could say that I love kittens even if I'm not personally interacted with every kitten. Ah, fuck, I can't read this shit, alright. You know what, I'm just gonna fucking play Boblax reading it.
Oh, love has many different meanings. Obviously, no creator can love their fans in the same way that they love their family or their best friends. But that doesn't mean they can't express love and care for them at all. I can say I love kittens, even though I've not personally interacted with every kitten. I've interacted with enough to know that I have a lot of care and affection for all of them. If I'm told about a kitten being hurt or going through something rough, my heart can hurt. I genuinely love and care about you guys, and that's the best way that I can describe it. You are like a whole bunch of kittens, and I love you! Not every creator will feel the same as me, and that's fine, but I'm genuine every time I say it. I love and care about you.
First of all, your fans aren't kittens, because I'm pretty sure kittens don't want to rip off a human's arms and legs to get a boner. Also, you can't love all your... and he fucking knows that. And referring to them as kittens, really? That's just very unrealistic, because kittens are just fucking innocent animals, and that are incapable of human thought. Don't get me wrong, his stands are dumb as fuck. Their spelling skills pretty much prove how stupid they are, and by the fact that they can't be reasoned with. But they aren't kittens. They are some of the most toxic people on the internet, and there are some people within them that fetishize pedophilia, gore, and rape, along with many other things, and you just keep choosing to enable them is just not a good thing to do at all. Like, the fact that you're encouraging a parasocial relationship is completely disgusting, dude, and it can lead to even more unhealthy behavior, such as you getting doxxed. Now, let me just say one thing. I don't believe Dream deserved to be doxxed at all. However, I'm not surprised that he did get doxxed by one of his stands, considering the enabling he's been doing towards their deviant and shitty behavior. And also, when you're doxxed, why the hell would you confirm that you've been doxxed? That's probably the most stupid thing anyone could do in that situation. Alright, I've pretty much said all I need to say about how sensitive he is. Let's move on to the next point. My little kittens.
I got a dream stand like the trash. I don't give a dream stand. You
That's 5 already. My RNG. Oh my god, one more. Give me one more.
Stephen, in summary, as we know, Chapter 1, full of holes, lacks mathematical support. Professor Thorne?
Chapter 2, not really original. Uses a lot of Roger's ideas.
Well, at least you run with them. Chapter 3, too many unanswered questions?
I agree. And then, of course, we have Chapter 4. Brilliant, Stephen. Superb. An extraordinary theory.
Alright, for this segment I'm just going to keep it brief because this topic has already been covered to death. After 4 weeks of having to go through and watch this entire drama unfold, I think it's safe to say that Dream cheated in Minecraft and just chose to lie his ass off throughout this entire period, which is a pretty scummy thing to do considering the fact that, you know, people actually worked their asses off to get to the spot they were on the leaderboards. And the way he handled this shit right from the beginning was just very poorly. Because, well, for one, we can already see a case of Dream being sensitive again by saying that GeoSquare only made that video to get some quick views. Like, bitch, you started off your fucking YouTube channel by talking about PewDiePie's Minecraft world constantly, so you have no place to talk with that. Like, I swear, he just needs to learn how to control his fucking emotions. And yeah, I get it, he apologized for saying that shit, but let's be honest, if he were actually sorry, he wouldn't have lied his ass off constantly just to make himself look good, or double down on the cheating shit. And let's face it, I think everybody knew that he was lying from the very beginning because, well, for one, him saying he got a Harvard professor to do the math for his first response without providing any proof whatsoever that he actually got a professor from Harvard was the equivalent to kids on Xbox Live saying that their dad works for Microsoft. And two, what fucking Harvard professor would take their time out of their busy ass schedule to prove that your dumbass didn't fucking cheat? Like, I find it really hard to believe that a Harvard professor would do that for you. If anything, Dream probably just manipulated the numbers himself to make it look like he got 1 out of 1 trillion or whatever the fuck he came up with. All I remember is that the number was so different compared to the one GeoSquare had. Either GeoSquare really had to fuck up the numbers with that, or you just manipulated them because you want to look good for everyone. Like, are you telling me that a group of people that work on recording world records wouldn't hire the best of the best to do their math for them? Because I find that very hard to believe. If GeoSquare was that fucking bad at math, then would not have been hired by them. Just like how Harvard would never hire your made-up bullshit professor because he doesn't exist, and also he's very shit at math according to other people that specialize in his field. And yes, this person is an actual physicist. I mean, for God's sakes, he's verified. meaning he had to provide some form of proof that he actually is what he is. So this ain't no made up bullshit, because Ant Venom and fucking Carl Job showed in a very simple way that you cheated, with undeniable proof that wasn't biased math, as you put it. But even after that, he still can't fully come clean about this shit. And in his response, he basically implied that the next time he cheats, you won't notice it. And then there's the Discord messages that show him complaining about the items he was accused of getting with cheats before this whole shit started. But to be fair, everybody in the speedrunning community was complaining about that as well. But considering those are the same items he was accused of using cheats for, I find it very hard to believe that this was a coincidence. Anyways, to wrap this segment up, this situation pretty much proved how much of a liar he can be just to protect his own ass.
Since I made many laddie tried to read Dream stands gonna hate.
In conclusion, I don't believe Dream deserves to be cancelled. I just think he needs a reality check, because a lot of the shit he's done has made me not like him.